Samoa Joe wins the NXT Championship for a record third time. Ilja Dragunov becomes the NXT UK Champion against Volta in a Match of the Year candidate, and Kaylee Ray debuts in NXT. Find out my thoughts on that and much, much more as I discuss my review for NXT TakeOver 36 here on SCW. The show kicks off with a fun opener, Cameron Grimes defeating LA Knight to win the $1 Million Championship. A fun little encounter where it gives the opportunity for the babyface to finally get revenge on LA Knight, and including Ted DiBiase as well. Both Cameron Grimes and Ted DiBiase putting the $1 Million Dream on LA Knight in fun looking spots as well. And Cameron Grimes then hitting his finisher to get the 1, 2, 3 to really close off what's been a fun feud between LA Knight and Cameron Grimes, involving Ted DiBiase as well for a number of months on NXT. I'm not entirely sure what the future direction will be for these guys going forward, but one thing's for sure, Cameron Grimes' money gimmick should do him well wherever he ends up, and LA Knight does feel like a typical Vince McMahon kind of guy to have on the roster. Great on the mic, can go in the ring as well. Had a very good performance here on TakeOver, so it's interesting to see where the landscape will change in NXT and what will happen for these guys next. Next, Raquel Gonzalez retained the NXT Women's Championship against Dakota Kai in a fun match, kind of built around hitting Raquel Gonzalez's powerbomb style finishing move throughout the match. This was designed to play into the finish as Dakota Kai tried to meet Raquel Gonzalez on the second rope, and that powerbomb was actually done off the second rope to get the 1, 2, 3. Now, it seems like the right result this one for me. Raquel Gonzalez still feels kind of fresh as NXT Women's Champion. I still want Dakota Kai to have her moment, but at the same time, I do wonder if the main roster could be in her future, maybe move to Raw or SmackDown, as she did have a match on Main Event just recently, albeit a losing effort against Aaliyah. As for Raquel Gonzalez, her next challenger seems to be all but confirmed. Kaylee Ray showing up on NXT, of course, the former NXT UK Women's Champion for the longest time, recently losing that championship to Mika Satomura earlier this year in NXT UK. It seems now she's made the move to the USA and will be going after Raquel Gonzalez going forward, which I think will be a fun feud. Next, we had a Match of the Year candidate, Ilja Dragunov against Volta 2. Honestly, it was incredible watching the original in NXT UK, but to see this one here on a TakeOver, honestly, the sequel lived up to the expectation. It was an incredible match between these two, back and forth, hitting big move after big move. Ilja Dragunov, his chest, for Christ's sakes, the amount of chops he took there from Volta, and withstanding everything as well to make comeback after comeback, but then, taking these finishes that Volta's had in his epic matches in TakeOvers previously, the chop that defeated Tommaso Ciampa, the splash that defeated Pete Dunne, even the clothesline that actually knocked off Tyler Bate at NXT TakeOver Cardiff, all were overcame by Ilja Dragunov to actually choke out Volta. So an 870-day reign comes to a finish with Ilja Dragunov becoming the brand new NXT UK champion, having his foot on Volta, holding the championship held high. So Ilja Dragunov obviously will be flying the flag for NXT UK, and I always thought he would be the one to actually dethrone Volta eventually. As for Volta, of course, he's dropped the championship here. Will he go back for it, trying to get a rematch against Ilja Dragunov? That seems like it could be a potential. Or will we get the dream that we all really want, where he'll come to NXT or even to Raw or SmackDown? Because Volta, let's be fair, if he actually did make the move to the USA, WWE should give him everything. Seriously, this guy is such an incredible performer. These two once again had a 5-star classic in my personal opinion. Next was the 2 out of 3 falls match, a 3 stages of hell match, damn it. It was Adam Cole against Karl O'Reilly. Of course, the singles fall was the first fall of the match, which was ended in very quick and sudden fashion, with Karl O'Reilly defeating Adam Cole with a roll-up. It seemed though it did kind of make sense for this though to happen, because if Adam Cole is going to leave the company or is going to leave NXT, at least Karl O'Reilly, who will be sticking around, finally gets the singles victory over Adam Cole, because that's the one that he wanted, and as a babyface that did actually feel right. Adam Cole though actually got the next fall in this 15-minute second fall, which was a street fight. A lot of focus and attention was given to Karl O'Reilly's ribs, which were injured during this fall, where he's hit the sort of ring sort of buckle. That looked really, really painful, and many spots that have done this afterwards as well, including as we get towards the end of the second fall, Karl O'Reilly was taken off of the top rope to land there with his sort of ribs hitting 2 steel chairs that fell up in the ring. Then we had the last shot call hit for the 1, 2, 3. And before we can get to the third fall, Adam Cole then does a powerbomb to Karl O'Reilly on the announcer's table, which doesn't break the table, but of course it's another spot there to really sort of that lower back of that rib area for Karl O'Reilly once again there as we go towards the steel cage. The last fall only went just a few minutes, and this I must admit I had a bit of a disconnect with, because Adam Cole, you kind of knew he was going to lose this match because all the rumours going around outside of things, but then actually handcuffing Karl running to the ring rope at this point, then giving him a super kick. Adam Cole's just got to walk out of the cage and he's won the match here. It just seemed, why are you just continuing to try and punish this guy further? You know that there's no way he can come back here. You're just going to go out of the ring, win the match. Instead, he gets caught and put into a heel hook with one arm from Karl O'Reilly and ends up tapping out to it, which I'm not sure, but it didn't sound like the fans were overly happy of the way that this finished and went down. I must admit, I kind of sensed a lack of believability in the finish, if I'm being brutally honest. But this match was good anyway, and the right result was given without a doubt. Karl O'Reilly picking up the victory over Adam Cole. What the future is next for Cole, it's hard to know what is going to be going on. I believe like Fightful Select has been reporting that Adam Cole still hasn't re-signed with WWE, which means, well, you know, he's done an extension to TakeOver as it is after his contract had already expired. Is he going to be going to Raw or SmackDown, or could he even be going to All Elite Wrestling? At this point, I actually think it's more likely he could be going to AEW. As for Karl O'Reilly, this pushes him further up the pecking order. Will he go for the NXT Championship? I still feel he's around that North American Championship picture with ease. He's definitely the upper mid-card nonchalant, but I think Karl still needs a bit more edge to his character before I can believe him as a full-time main event performer. And just to go back on this match one more time, I think this match was good. It could have been great, but it just needed a couple of bits more to it, and I think I needed to be more invested and believe that Adam Cole could actually win the match to really be that bit more invested. So that's probably what took it away from me. Last but not least, Samoa Joe becoming a 3-time NXT champion, defeating Karrion Kross. And I've got to say, it's Karrion Kross without Scarlett. It really just, I don't know, he's lost all of his edge and his mystique in recent times. I've explained this on videos before, obviously announcing the idea that without all this, you know, special entrance about the Scarlet and the way he's been protected, he's just a guy. And of course, with Adam Cole saying that, ring the freaking bell, that's how you know Adam Cole is great. Karrion Kross hasn't recovered from that moment and from that takeover. And of course, with his booking on Raw and the way he's been treated since, it really doesn't feel good for the future for Karrion Kross right now. But going into it, this was the right result. Of course, Samoa Joe needed to win for the NXT brand. It was more important for the brand to get over it than Karrion Kross. And I mean, this match wasn't as strong as what you used to see on an NXT TakeOver main event, but this is two beefy guys, you know, doing beefy things in the match. And I did still enjoy it for what it was. And what I thought was a nice little token, Samoa Joe won the match with a muscle buster as well, which we've not seen in the repertoire for quite some time, which got him the 1, 2, 3. Of course, you have to think as well, Samoa Joe, this is his first match back as well for well over a year. We do wonder, of course, if he's going to need a few matches to really get back in the groove properly. And of course, for Karrion Kross, I imagine now he'll go full-time to Monday Night Raw. I expect we're still going to have probably a questionable time, but I think if WWE are going to do it right, they need to bring Scarlett back ASAP, and they need to bring the mystique back that they had with Karrion Kross and try and really push that. You use a superstar to their strengths, not exposing their weaknesses, and they need to do that if they want Karrion Kross to be a success. As for Samoa Joe, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what future contenders he can have. If Volta was to move to the States, I would love to see that match go down. Karl O'Reilly, of course, winning arguably the second biggest match of the night could put him in contention. And there are other superstars as well. I mean, Pete Dunne as well has been having face-to-face offs with Samoa Joe for the longest time. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the most likely match we could see first off going for Samoa Joe's third reign as NXT champion. Since as well that Pete Dunne has a backup as well, the likes of Oney Lorcan and Ridge Holland. It could be an interesting, period going forward for what we'll see for the brand new NXT, which of course has been confirmed by Nick Khan. We will see changes over NXT in the next few weeks, and of course with the draft coming up as well, perhaps a lot of people that won't fit into this new NXT will be moved to Raw and SmackDown. Hopefully no more releases, and we should see a ton of new faces maybe on NXT going forward. This sort of younger superstars that we'll see, and probably people that are probably bigger size going forward. Perhaps these Odyssey Joneses that I expect as well, who probably will win the NXT Breakout Tournament. In my personal opinion, I've had to predict that for Tuesday. But anyway, enough of that. Let's give a result then of what I think out of 10 for this takeover. I thought this was a solid takeover. I don't think it's the greatest one we've ever seen, but certainly this was still very, very good. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you thought of NXT TakeOver 36. I look forward to interacting with you. Please like, share and subscribe as well. Make sure to check out my SummerSlam review available for you now. I'll be dropping more videos in the week, including Ask SCW, answering your questions in the wrestling community. I'm looking to drop that on Wednesday this week. That's right, a special midweek edition. Turn the bell on for notifications and you can be aware as soon as that video drops. But that's all from me anyway. Thank you for watching. You've been watching SCW. Take care, have yourselves a good one, and hope you enjoyed NXT TakeOver 36. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. All the best.